Hey, good morning from the office. Hold on a minute. Hold on just a minute. I mean, it's just everybody just relax. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. I gotta regroup here. Let me turn this. Turn the volume off on that. Make sure the volume off on this phone. Hey, if you're new around here, I'm BKP. Just deal with me just a second. All right, I got that one ready. Oh my God, I got to take the mouthwash down, all of my little personal effects here. How come you didn't tell me what the table looked like? My God. No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I said, get the mouthwash down.
You did not.
I did
That
too.
didn't happen.
I did too.
Good morning, folks. We're ready. It's 8:01. Why don't you tell me when we're almost ready to go?
I counted you in 10 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute.
I do recall something like that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live. There's my glasses right behind the apples. I was looking for those. Only live online morning show. I have to get my comb. I put it over here.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you we're going to do a little cleaning today on that desk.
Okay, we'll see what happens. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can reach the show and get involved in the conversation at 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700. Also, you can send us an email at chief@fetchernews.com. That's chief@fetchernews.com. You can follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. Hey, do me a favor, will you? Can you make this happen? I got to get this show rolling. I got to get the show on the road. I've been working on some other things. We had a great show yesterday we're going to talk about. But could you do me a favor and take my post on Facebook, cut it up, and tweet it out like the Delta thing? Tag Casey Cagle, tag Nathan Deal, tag David Roston, tag You're It. You know, can you just chop all that up and push it out? I want to get everybody riled up a little bit this morning. We need. Now, folks, let's just say this, okay? Let's just say this. The $40 million tweet. Let's call it the $40 million tweet. Now, we got a lot to go over, right? We have the teacher that fired his weapon in a classroom. You know, Amanda, I'm reading this and it's not funny, okay? But I'm reading CNN of all places because I wanted to see how they would spin it, okay? And obviously they've already spun it to where just recently, just the day before, President Donald Trump has calls for allowing teachers to carry firearms. Whoa. Teachers, is that a definitive number, like all teachers? Is that what it would sound like to you, Amanda? Are you in there, damn it? Oh,
They
sorry.
specifically said who wants to carry a weapon and who is qualified to carry a weapon.
Right. But CNN. So here's the thing, right? This is not funny. So I'm reading the CNN report. No students are injured except for one. Okay. Do you know what the injury was?
No, I didn't hear that. What was the injury?
She twisted her ankle running down the hall. I swear to God, it's in the article. I'm like, no, you did not write. I mean, who is the journalist? Who is the reporter that says, oh, excuse me, was anybody injured? Well, we did have a twisted ankle in hallway 6. Does that count? You know what I mean?
Stop! Don't laugh.
I swear to God, I got it. It's on CNN. Like, oh, that is the only injury yesterday, but it did give MSNBC this morning an opportunity to say, just yesterday, coming on the heels of just yesterday, just days ago, the president calling for teachers to be able to use firearms. Now, I'm going to do a story to illustrate. Be careful cheering masses. We cheer too fast for some things. And we're gonna have Carla's Corner at 8:30. It's Thursday morning, right? It is Thursday.
Yep,
Yesterday we had special.
Carla at 8:30.
Okay, that was a yes or no. I mean, I don't need all the chit chat back and forth. Okay. So we got Carla's Corner at 8:30, but let's put up. I call this the $40 million tweet. Okay. Now, what I want everybody to relax today. Today needs to be a day of relaxation. It's raining. It's a little cool out. Now, Amanda, do you see the Delta tweet? Do you have that? Can you put that up on the screen for the viewers? There you go. Now, this is the $40 million tweet. Now, wait a minute. I have to give Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle, I love politics. I know you think I'm a sicko. Oh, my God, if you think I'm a sicko, you may take my weapons. You got to get them weapons away from the sickos first. Anyhow, I love politics, right? Love it. I do. I don't care. I don't care what you think. I like it, all right? I enjoy it. And people get me wrong. Really? Yeah, they do quite often. They get me wrong. They don't understand that I study the politics to see what direction these people are going, not to agree with them. I have had people say, oh my God, the way he sounds, he agrees with this. No, that's not it. So Casey Cagle, Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, you have to give this guy his credit for stealing the news cycle. The guy steals the national news cycle. He steals the news cycle in Georgia. There's not a paper, an internet site. There's not a BKP out there, not another one. God hope there's not, right? There's nobody out there that did not talk about this guy standing up for the NRA and its members, right? So Casey Cagle steals the news cycle. He just happens to be running for governor of Georgia. So Delta is reaching out to the NRA. This is the $40 million. This is what you are led to believe on Bret Baier, Fox News, Nightly News. Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, Casey Cagle, sent out a tweet today and pulled a $40 million tax break from Delta Airlines. And none other than New York is sending invitations. Delta, New York is open for business. I'm serious. I can't, who believes this crap? So, anyhow, Delta sends out a tweet and says, Delta is reaching out to the NRA to let them know we will be ending their contract for discounted rates through our group travel program. We will be requesting that the NRA remove our information from their websites, okay? Not so fast. That's $40 million. So the House of Representatives of the state of Georgia, they vote overwhelmingly for this tax break. But it's in a tax relief bill for you, the irregular people of Georgia. Follow the setup, my friends. Stay with me on the setup. Now, I'm not saying Casey Cagle knew that Delta was going to float this tweet out. I'm not implying anything. I don't imply things. That's just not what I do for a living, imply something. But I am going to tell you this. Watch what happens here. It's like, I wish order me some of those magic props. You know what I'm saying, Amanda? Are you listening in there?
I'm listening.
I want some of them magical props, like, where you keep pulling the hanky out of the sleeve and the BS never stops coming. I don't want the real rabbit. Keep the rabbit, but give me the hat. I want magic props. Listen, here's the thing you want to pay attention to, the $40 million tweet. Now, what happens is the governor and the Speaker of the House, David Ralston, and the Senate, and they float out just 2 weeks ago, okay? They float out a couple weeks ago this big tax break plan for you, the citizens, the men and women that are going out to work in Georgia today. In fact, it's for the little man and the little lady and for your children, and they are going to double your tax credits, and it's just awesome. And they have a big thing down there at the bottom of the rotunda in Atlanta where the big steps, the marble steps, and the governor comes, and Casey Cagle's standing here, and State Senator Gooch and David Ralston, and they're all standing there, and they're just cheering, bravo, bravo for the little people in Georgia. But in that bill, for you, is the Delta tax breaks on jet fuel. Now, let me make a correction. That's what the media keeps saying. They don't say United Airlines tax breaks. They don't say FedEx tax breaks. They don't say UPS tax breaks. They say Delta, because Delta is the largest private employer in the state of Georgia, and they do drive that international airport. But, okay, nobody says on the news, because it doesn't have the appeal, that this is a UPS jet fuel tax break. This is a FedEx jet fuel, American Airlines, People Air, well, they went out years ago, okay? Or Soul Plane. If Soul Plane lands there, they get a tax credit, all right? All right. If Snoop Dogg flies his private jet in, it could be, and he fuels up in Atlanta, anywhere in Georgia, by means, Snoop gets a tax break. It's for everybody. It's a jet fuel tax break. Well, that happens to be in the bill for you, the little people. So Delta goes against the NRA. Now, Casey Cagle, Lieutenant Governor, put his picture up for me, please. Casey Cagle, the Lieutenant Governor, right, of Georgia, says, hey, you're not going to single out conservatives. We're just not going to get smacked around anymore. So let's go. Do I have the Cagle tweet? Do I have that? Did I send you that one? Yeah, send the Cagle tweet. So Delta's got the $40 million one. Here's Cagle. Casey Cagle, the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Georgia. I will kill any tax legislation that benefits Delta unless the company changes its position and fully reinstates its relationship with the NRA. Corporations cannot attack conservatives and expect us not to fight back. Well, it's time to fight back. Now, I understand what Casey Cagle is saying here, and I will agree. What if Delta is upset with the NRA, Delta should have come out and released this tweet saying, you know what, considering what has taken place, we're going to end all group benefit programs. All. I don't care if you're a member of this, if you're a member of that, if you're a member of the PTA, the YAA, the LAA, whatever. I don't care. No more group rate discounts. We're just going to wipe them all out. We don't like it. We don't want around it. Then what are you going to say? Hey, you know, they didn't pick on but they singled out. Now, Delta has an enormous amount of group rate discounts. I'm going to guess you can get an AARP group rate discount at Delta. Point being is Casey Cagle is not directly going after Delta. He is saying, hey, you're not going to just pick on conservatives and expect us to sit here and say, okay, while you're asking for a $40 million tax break. So that takes place. Now, let's try to keep this together. So, yesterday's crossover day. What does crossover mean? It means just that, right? Crossover. You have the Senate and you have the House. So whatever, this is the Georgia, stay focused on Georgia, okay? So whatever, it's crossover day. You hear, today's crossover day. They were there till midnight passing legislation to help you, the citizens of Georgia, okay? So yesterday's crossover day, right? So you got the state Senate, Georgia State Senate. They have bills, and you have the House of Representatives. Now, yesterday was the final day in the 2018 session for the Senate to pass theirs and the House to pass theirs and send them to each other. Here's my bill. I'm finished with it. It passed. Tell me what you think. Okay, that's crossover day in Georgia. So yesterday it happened. Guess what? Now put up Speaker Ralston's picture. Now I picked this out. Some people don't like when I say this. I actually like the Speaker. I get along with him. If I see him casually somewhere, I shake his hand, say, hello, Mr. Speaker, how are you? And exchange some pleasantries. I like the guy, all right? I understand reasons why some of you don't like the guy, and I'm not endorsing the guy, but still yet. Okay, so the reason I picked this out, it has to be that look of frustration Speaker Ralston has to have over this bill. A look of frustration because, see, the House Delta tax break bill, jet fuel tax break bill, let's not forget, quit saying Delta, BKP. So the House sent the bill over and passed it with the Delta, oh no, better not say that, right? The tax break in it for jet fuel. Sent it over to the Senate. Passed. Senate stripped it out. Get out of here. No tax break for you. It's like no soup for you, Delta. Boom, stripped it right out. They said it's over. Bada bing, bada boom. Darn. Russell's like, we passed it. We sent it over to the Senate. Now look what they've done. Now, just 2 days ago, the governor supposedly came into the Senate of Georgia. This is not on Fox and Friends, damn it. It's on BKP and Amanda. We'll just call it that, right? So anyhow, all right, so the governor of Georgia supposedly comes in 2 days ago and says, hey, if you don't put that back in and if you don't get your act together, I'm just get my impression of what the governor does. Hey, if you don't put that back in and you don't get your act together, I won't sign the legislation at all. To hell with it. Well, sources say that's not exactly what happened. So the governor come out yesterday and clarified and let people know he is not pleased. Governor Nathan Deal, please put his picture up. Lovely gentleman right there. The last time we'll have to put up with him in a session. Prayers are answered, okay? So Nathan Deal is out, okay? Governor Nathan Deal of Georgia. So anyhow, so what happens is that we're told that's not exactly what happened. So he comes out yesterday, the governor of Georgia, and says, look, I'm kindly disappointed in the press conference. I wish things would have gone better for Delta. They're a good company, bada bing, bada boom, but I'm frustrated, but I will sign the bill. I'll sign the bill. And that would be, I think it's bill number, let me get down here. It's bill number 918. I will sign it because I'm not going to hold the good people of Georgia that deserve a tax break and deserve tax credits held responsible for special interests. But I tell you what, these political campaign tactics are got to stop. This has to stop. This is a campaign political stunt. So that's what the governor goes on to say. You know, I spoke to the Speaker of the House when I had words with the Speaker of the House before. Okay, I have an interview where I talked to the Speaker of the House before, okay, the session started. And I said, Mr. Speaker, with all of these senators, state senators, lieutenant governor, and so on and so forth running, will this not be a difficult session for you to, with everybody doing political posturing, right? I asked him, I said, this may be the year, political posturing. So it has happened. It has happened. Georgia's legislative session has made national news, but not so fast. Not so fast. Maybe all of the politicians know that Delta will still get their tax break. Did they know all along? Much like, did Donald Trump know those damn Russians were going to hack the DNC? Did he read the emails in advance? But no, let's go back to Georgia. Did any of these people know in advance? See, it's not on the front page this morning. Donald Trump saying, due process. Oh my God, everybody's freaking out. If the guy's a sicko, take his gun. I don't want to take his gun. He's a sicko. Oh my God, Trump and due process. My heart is hurting. No, Georgia's not on the front page. Delta's not on the front page. That has moved off. But all along, did some lawmakers know that Delta will still get possibly some sort of tax break? Now, here's my opinion. Let's see what happens. Amanda, pay attention to this. If you've ever paid attention to anything, because this is where you're going to get to come back and say, BKP, I don't want you to say that day. I don't want you to say, BKP, you were right. I want you to say, damn, BKP, how did you know this? You were right. I want the whole sentence. You got it? Are you listening?
I got you.
All right, well, tell the folks you're listening. They want to know, too. So here's the deal. In 1985, you look it up, folks, the FFA sent out a letter. And they passed a law or put a regulation or something in 1985 exempting jet fuel, not exempting jet fuel tax on aviation. But in 1985, you look it up. I don't have time to go into it. In 1985, okay, the FFA came out and said, your local sales tax revenue that you collect, and this is just a paraphrase, okay, that you collect on aviation fuel, has to go to, okay, revitalizing, repairing, restoring the airports. Because, see, this is a statewide. Because you're sitting in Gilmer County, where Gilmer County just got a big grant for their airport that came off aviation fuel tax. That's right. For the 1985. You are in Union County. You have a big brand new airport aviation fuel tax. 1985. Look it up. So, the state's fourth penny on sales tax should not be, according to the 1985 fuel aviation, okay, law or regulation out there, the fourth penny sales tax in Georgia should not be charged on aviation fuel, okay? The two pennies that Clayton splossed, I think there's 2 pennies, all right, that Clayton, all right, the Clayton County keeps crying how bad it will hurt their schools. Those 2 pennies should never be charged. My understanding should not be charged or collected for Clayton schools on aviation tax, fuel tax. That's my understanding. My understanding is that Delta has offered to make Clayton County whole on their eSPLOST, Education Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. My understanding is Delta has offered to make Clayton County whole, because if you read the articles, the liberal media wants to push how Clayton County kids will get hurt and how they will take the money from Clayton County students, and how Delta, the big ugly corporation, will get a tax break off the backs of our children in Clayton County. Read the whole deal. See, that's not on Fox and Friends this morning. That's not on Joe Scarborough this morning. That's not on there. But it's on here, okay? Now, my understanding, Delta has agreed with Clayton County to make them whole in anything the SPLOST would cost them in 2 years. But, by all rights, they claim that by the 1984 fuel tax aviation, that they should not be collecting. So the state can collect the 3 cents. The 3 cents, legally, my understanding is. All right? You ready? Because I'm not done. You better be paying attention. Because I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to tell you something. Did I say it's not on Fox and Friends? Yeah, it's not even on CNN. Okay? This story's past. It's past. It's over. The tricks have been done. They pulled everything out the sleeve. Casey Cagle got on all the news shows. Okay? Period. Here's the deal. The state of Georgia could and can legally, my understanding, I keep saying legally, or can by regulation or whatever, from the 1985 fuel tax, aviation fuel tax, they can collect the 3% off Delta. Okay? But they can't collect the 4th penny, and they can't, and Clayton County, or they can't collect, Clayton County is not supposed to be collecting SPLOST off the airport. That money is supposed to be going back, any taxable money is supposed to be going back into the airport or renovations for the airport. I'm not saying it's right. That's where I started. Don't say, well, BKB said this is the way it should be. No, I'm telling you what I'm hearing out here. I'm not saying it's right. Okay? So, here's what's going to happen, folks. There's this little thing of attaching language to a bill. There's a little thing that says attaching language to a bill at the last minute. This is a revenue bill. And so the language they stripped out for Delta can get reapplied into a revenue bill, and there's about 15 or 20 sitting down there at the House. One I want you to keep an eye on, the used car tax bill. That's what I'm calling it. The used cars tax bill. You're hearing the media scream that they raised taxes on used car sales, okay? So I can get the number for that. Keep an eye on that bill. Watch this get slipped into that bill. What's this got to do with Delta? Folks, it's the government. They do it all the time. A revenue bill. So watch what happens. Watch if under the guise of the 1985, I think it is 85, aviation fuel tax regulation or law that came down from the FFA, maybe a regulation from the FFA, watch them slide that in there and don't call it a tax break on fuel. Watch the language get slid in there that the state of Georgia will apply all rules from the 1985 aviation fuel tax regulations from the FFA, and you're saying, okay, it didn't say Delta, okay, it didn't say give them jet fuel tax, okay, watch. Now, my bet and prediction is that the language that America thinks got stripped, the Georgians are cheering for, Georgia is cheering for, because Casey Cagle stood up the NRA, and I'm not saying he did it under any pretext, okay? But all that, watch and see what happens if this language does not get pushed onto another revenue bill, see if it gets reported, and see if it doesn't go to the governor's desk ASAP and get signed, and bada bing, bada boom, no fanfare. I don't think the governor will go out. You know, the governor likes to take some bills in the state of Georgia, Nathan Deal, take some bills out, and he likes to. We did the open carry bill down here at Coosawattee Lake River. We've done several bill signings across the state. I do not look for Governor Nathan Deal to take this bill and decide to go somewhere and have great fanfare on where this bill gets signed. Watch and see if that does not come into play. Now, the last thing before we go to Carla's Corner, and I wanted to do this because if you're watching nationally, I don't want you to get caught off guard and go to cheering for the hard-nosed conservatives in Georgia too fast. Just because of that. Now, my final comment, because I have to go to break. Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle won the battle. Stay with me. He won the battle. Republican primary battle. He won that. Okay? If Amazon's HQ2 decides to go somewhere else, not Atlanta, and even does not even make a statement about Atlanta, all of the media, the liberal media, AJC, will immediately run stories that Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle's tweet and stance against the NRA cost Georgians 50,000 jobs and Amazon's HQ2. Let me tell you where Georgia is, whether you like it or not, rural Georgia, where we are at on these corporations coming to Georgia. It's real simple. I'm a firm believer that rural Georgia has made a decision that these corporations that come to Georgia need to fit into Georgia. Georgia does not need to fit into their corporation. That's my opinion. But the last thing is if Amazon goes somewhere else, immediately they'll write the stories that Casey Cagle cost them with the Delta tweet in the NRA. Okay? And that will be a plus for Casey Cagle. Right now, in his campaign on the Republican primary side, there's two things that he could really benefit from. A, what he did where Delta's concerned, and B, if Amazon HQ2 says no to Georgia, Casey Cagle will be very tough to beat, my opinion. But is that the battle? And what happens when the general election war comes about? I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. I've said all that. I know it's the myth. I know it's the legend. I know you haven't seen her in weeks. But right after these commercials, by the way, it's March. It just dawned on me. March, clover, green, all this. And Carla's going to tell us everything happening in March in North Georgia right after these messages. Take us to break.
Had the time of my life. I never felt like this before. I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I'll tell you something. This could be love, because I've had the time of my life. I've never felt like this before, 'cause I've had the time of my life.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
It's just this simple. Nobody beats Days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats Days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
You know what my favorite? You know what one of my favorite things is? They say over in the sound booth, "Oh, I like your background." You know why? Because my hair really looks good in it.
You hate this background.
I like it now. I like it now. Look at that. I didn't realize that. Look at that.
Justifies the background?
Yes,
Or
yes.
no?
Now the background works.
Okay, you have me to thank for bringing that back, too.
Haircut. I could care less about the.
No, look at that in the background. I mean, my God.
It's amazing.
I actually wanted to bring it back for Carla's
We
hair.
just need to pause for a minute.
We do.
No, you know what I really like is
We got
Is-
track lighting.
yes, chill. Okay, you know what I really like is I like the sound booth over there saying
That's why your hair looks amazing. It's not the backdrop; it's the track lighting with the backdrop.
just because you have not been here. Oh, by the way, it's Carla. Just because you have not been here for like 6 to 8 weeks, just because doesn't mean I can't do my opening line. You know I always have an opening line. Okay, so let me try this again. You know what I really like from the sound booth is when they say you're going live in 5. Me going? It's just like it. Live is me going live. That's for other people, not for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm just out there and loving every minute of it. I have apples. We have an apple blossom festival in the future.
Yeah.
I have my apples, pink ladies. Okay.
So, okay,
Steve and Aaron, by the way.
We have to pause a minute
Why are we pausing?
because I posted this
I'm
great
on a
video
roll.
of all the beautiful pear trees in bloom.
Yeah,
at
and then I started
5:15.
sneezing just by the pictures alone.
Well, so I get that this is an invasive species, but I had someone comment on the post and said, well, if you're the apple capital, you should have planted apple blossom trees.
Now there is a thought.
Okay,
Let's ponder on that.
Let's talk about that. Okay, these trees are planted in the middle of a 4-lane highway. Okay? And just so you know, apple blossom trees are apple trees. And apple trees grow apples. And when I'm
And they
driving,
generally are in the orchard, right? Is that where you were going next?
No, I was
An
going
apple
with,
orchard. Were you
I
going to
don't
tell us the
want to
whole
be
thing how it works?
driving down the road.
And somebody
at-
stopped to want to pick an apple?
No, driving 50 miles per hour when one of these falls off a tree and hits my windshield.
Exactly.
That is not something I want to happen. I agree that the pear trees are an invasive species. They cause allergies.
So somebody
and
made one social media comment that they should have been apple trees and
apple blossom trees.
apple blossom trees, and we got all that from it.
Well, I just started thinking about it. I was like,
You know.
that's kind of dangerous if you
All right.
think about it.
Let's get back to why you haven't been here. I've seen the girls on social media. I hope they've enjoyed their time off. Carla has 2 beautiful young ladies at the house. They're great kids. I don't hear you seconding that. I second that motion. But
They're beautiful. They're also 9 and 11.
Wonderful.
We're in that
Wonderful.
great time period of life where I am wrong and they're smart alecks and life is good.
And then you come to the show. Okay, so Carla is going to. It's March.
It is March and it is raining like March outside.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, what do they say? Come in like a lion, go out like a lamb. Right.
I tried to get a video this morning, but I was trying to get here, so I couldn't stop and take a video. But you know what else is up and running this morning?
No.
The river.
Yes.
We're already,
I know that's right.
4 feet up or something
I
like
know
that.
Mama, the river's rising.
It is. It's way up there.
Yeah, Mama, the river's rising.
Haley's soccer practice got canceled today because of standing water, and it's down there by the river, so the fields are. But what kind of stinks is today is the opening day for Gibbs Gardens for the Daffodil Festival. I call them March flowers. Daffodils, March flowers, same thing. But it's the opening day. So,
Daffodils.
you call them daffodils?
No, I'm in a singing mood. I've been. Every word is causing me to want to sing. You know, I'm just. I get like that. You know, like
Mary
daffodils.
Poppins? Are you like Mary Poppins?
Exactly, because I see the whole field. You remember? No. You remember Julie Andrews and the Sound of Music out there? I know I am just out there, right? Daffodils. That's good music stuff. Go ahead. Could you keep us focused here? Today is Daffodil Festival start.
I
day
didn't
at Gibbs
know when I
Gardens.
signed up for Carla's Corner that my job was going to be to keep Brian focused. I did not know that was in my job description. But yes, today is the opening day of Gibbs Gardens Daffodil Festival. The good news is...
You know what you could call me? You could just call me 2020.
No. So,
Focus 2020.
Anyway, Golly, quit interrupting and being crazy.
I'm just telling them that you're not having any fun.
Are you like on Adderall or something?
No, I'll never show up in a good mood again. It's over. It's done. It's finished. It's just in a good mood. It's a show. The people enjoy it. They send me messages. They say, why does Carla always have to stop you when you're in such a good mood? I get messages.
It's not about being in a good mood. It's about acting like a crazy nut job. There's a difference.
Did you call me crazy?
You're acting like one.
Amanda, write that down.
So today's opening day, Gibbs Gardens Daffodil Festival. Obviously, you probably not want to go today because of the weather, but it's going to be a beautiful weekend. And so a great opportunity to explore Gibbs Gardens and the Daffodil Festival. It is also Read Across America Week. You read any books? You read any books? You go to read Kids? Have you read The Kids? Nope, I don't think so. I've read The Kids. I went to North Georgia Christian Academy and read The Kids. And not only did I read The Kids, I expressed a very thoughtful message in relationship to green eggs and ham. Do you want thoughtful messages?
You know the only time I read out loud? Well, besides this show.
I was going to say, like, daily
on
this show.
Yeah, well, I know. I stumble all over it, but when I have to pause the TV and go up and read that's radio.
Anyway, so...
Tell these people the truth. Do not throw me under the bus. If it's what is this week? What is it called?
Read Across America.
Read Across America.
To celebrate Dr.
Tell these people
birthday.
the truth. I will not allow you to go on that. Every time you come in here, there's books everywhere. Is there books everywhere? Everywhere?
I never said you don't read. You don't read to children. Not that...
all right, I will tell you
this.
this. I will tell you the deal. All right, she put it out there. Okay? She dropped it. It's there. Bring your kids over this afternoon. I'm going to read the Reagan Diaries. I'm going to read a chapter of the Ronald Reagan Diaries.
Him to read.
I have it right there for the kids. Read Across America. I love it. Look, folks, I was on the internet the other night. Which is the little one that was reading the book? Abby's on there. I loved it. Another lady, I won't mention your name. I noticed you're on social media with a picture reading with your daughter a book. It is great. I love it. I encourage, and I think Carla knows the serious side. I always encourage the kids to read. We do that here at FetcherNews.com. And I say you should always tell somebody you're in the middle of a good book. So I did. I saw your daughter the other night. It was great. Abby was reading. So would you like to continue?
Yeah, so when I was at North Georgia Christian Academy, I read Green Eggs and Ham.
Sam, I am?
Yes. And I had a thoughtful message for these kids. And it was a good message, and the teacher appreciated it so much that she posted my message on Facebook because she thought it was awesome. And my message to these kids was, sometimes you're not always going to like the same things as other people. And it's okay, because all you have to do is politely say, no, thank you. I don't like that. It's okay. Be polite when you...
you're like one of them TV stars.
I'm like Mr. Rogers.
No, you're like one of them TV stars. We just asked you to come read the book. Who told you to have all these inspirational thoughts for the kids? They call you up and say, hey, would you like to read between 10 and 10:15 to our children? They just want you to read the book.
Miss Lumen loved it.
She loved it?
Yeah, she posted
You're like those
Facebook.
Hollywood people. We don't want to hear your opinion. We just want you to read.
I'm sure so many people say that about you. So tonight at Chick-fil-A here in LJ, we are celebrating Dr. Seuss's birthday. So they're having a huge birthday party.
Oh, Dr. Seuss's birthday. Holy mackerel. I like Chick-fil-A sauce. You ever get the waffle fries Chick-fil-A sauce?
What is he on today? Jesus.
I'm trying to help. Chick-fil-A Dr. Seuss party. Maybe we're doing a Cat in a Hat segment. Maybe I'm thing one and you're thing two. I mean, gosh,
that will never happen.
I'm trying to get into the spirit.
Right now, you're the Cat in the Hat, and I'm those poor kids going, "Oh my gosh." Anyway, so
your kids are home saying, "Mommy, what's wrong with that man?"
Though actually, when you got the haircut, I hollered at Haley. I'm like, "Guess what?" She's like, "What?" I said, "Brian got his haircut," and she walks into the living room going,
"Does she?" Then Haley, I got a cut just for you.
So tomorrow, Friday, March 2nd, LJ Coffee House is having their first Friday jam where they're having music and all kinds of just people just come and play and hang out. They're gonna have.
I love jam.
Yeah, and they're
Elderberry's my favorite.
They're gonna have some poetry readings and different things happening. So come out to the coffee house tomorrow night. Friday, I'm still in February, March 2nd. Check that out at LJ Coffee House. And then we've got a huge weekend of events coming up, sort of.
I'll be tired. I'm all worked up now. I get tired by Friday. You don't realize this kind of energy come Friday? I need a break. But go ahead. What's happening this weekend?
I need a break, and I'm only 5 minutes into your energy.
What do you got for this weekend?
So this weekend is the Best Series for Gilmer Arts. And
I love the Best Series.
I'm going to totally butcher these people's names, unfortunately, but it's Chloe Anu and Dermot Kernan. I can't say it, but anyway, it's like Irish folk music, kind of. It's not Irish dance, but it's the kind of the music. So it's supposed to be really good, get you in the spirit for St. Patrick's Day, but it's this weekend, and I believe tickets are still available. Just contact Gilmer Arts to get more information. Southern Flair Antiques shop, Antiques and Interiors, is having a hand lettering class, which is pretty cool because that's a thing now, like being able to write pretty and hand letter. They're having a class, and you can contact them to get information. We also have live music at all of our vineyards this weekend, and Blue Ridge Mountain Arts Association is having a Cork and Canvas event happening on Saturday. And then what else have? That's live music at the vineyards. I already said that. So that's this weekend. That's lots of live music, lots of arts and crafts stuff happening. It's gonna be fun.
Did you notice? I really tried.
Y'all, he paused for 5 minutes.
Yeah, nobody liked my jam joke. But anyhow, I have a question for you.
What?
If you go out 52 and you just go under the underpass, we're here in LJ, Georgia, by the way, folks, the big city of LJ, Georgia, where Gilmer County, located in Gilmer County, the apple capital, the beginning and the start of the Appalachian Trail, the awesome Blossom Festival coming up soon, Apple Festival every fall, you name it, we got it. Okay, wineries, you name it, grapes galore. Okay, but if you were headed out 52 from here, and you go right under the underpass, like you're going out, and there's, I don't want to call it an antique store.
That's what we were just talking about.
Oh, were we talking about them?
Southern Flair Antiques
and
Interiors. That's who's having the hand lettering class on Saturday.
Oh, so if I go there on Saturday, she'll show me how to hand? What's hand lettering? Did you just explain that and I didn't pay attention?
Yes, it's learning.
I can't pay attention and be quiet at the same time. But you're supposed to be quiet and pay attention, but I can't do it. So what happens? How does the hand lettering work? Because I like that place. I went out to Southern Flair just to say hello. Hello. Went in, right? And the place is packed. There's more stuff in there. The front is like that Twilight Zone. You go through that front door and it's like a Twilight Zone. Well, I didn't mean it like that. It's like you no, it's like you don't realize there's that much stuff behind the door. It's like the door that opens up to an enormous world in there. I'm nice. I like it. I want out there.
There are great items at that store. They also have classes. They have antiques, gifts, many other items. It's not just...
Isn't that what I just said in so many words, folks? You open the door.
Twilight Zone, you won't
I didn't say. Well, no, you won't. You could. You could go upstairs.
Alfred Hitchcock world.
I mean, you can wander in there. You always want to go into a place you can wander around. You want to wander around. You want to go in and be able to wander around a little bit, right? You don't want to go in and go like this and have your vision go, that's it? You want? That's the place you get to wander around. Southern Flair, hi, how are you? I think you're okay with what I'm saying, because if anybody out there, you're visiting Gilmer County, I think you should stop, say hello, and wander around a minute, because they're going to have classes and they have everything there. So what else do you want to talk about? God knows I'm trying to kill a little bit of time, no pun intended there. Be careful. Woo, words, I've got to be careful. Okay, but I'm trying to, because God knows you will spend, well, somebody has to know, you will spend 10 minutes on winery. So give them their due, because gosh knows you're going to.
There'll be live music at the vineyards.
Well, where will you be drinking this weekend?
Nowhere. I have.
Oh, don't act like that. Don't come here after 2 weeks and think that people have forgotten that, that every time there's something going on at the winery, you're not posting, this is the perfect day to be with your friends' photos on social media. I'm wrong. Tell the people I'm wrong. Tell the people I'm wrong. Tell the people you don't do that.
I just had an event at the Vineyards.
Oh, you do it because of an event?
And then we had Taylor's birthday
That's
at
right.
the Vineyards.
There you go. And you posted it?
Well, yeah. Promoting the Vineyards, why would I not post that?
I'm not saying that. I didn't say you shouldn't promote the Vineyards. I mean, I'm telling you.
Boy.
Look, go to, like California, just scratch it off. Take the pencil, the old-fashioned number 2, scratch it off.
Now we're talking about California.
I'm getting somewhere. So go there, just scratch California off. No, take it off the bucket list. Come to North Georgia. I could do one of those tourism commercials. Come to North Georgia and check out our grapes, right?
Oh, Lord. I had took the Lord's name in vain 3 times on the show this morning. Help me.
That's not nice. This
So,
is a family show.
Thursday, Boardwalk Pizza and Pub.
Another great place.
Formerly
Right down
Seth's
here on the boardwalk.
Formerly Seth's on the Boardwalk has new ownership now. I have personally been there, and it is so good. They've added a lot of sandwiches to their menu, which they did not have before.
I noticed that.
Philly cheesesteaks, meatball subs.
Oh.
So if you're not a pizza person, they have some really good sandwiches. They also have hot dogs, which is great because, if you have kids or something, they like that. But we're having their ribbon cutting March 8th at 4:30. Come by, check it out. They're gonna have specials going that whole day, so you'll be able to get try some things and have special
Little
offers.
samples.
They'll have some samples and things like that. So definitely go visit them. If you can't come Thursday, you need to go check them out. Like I said, new ownership. They've added a second seating area inside, because I don't know if you've ever been in there before, but there was really not a lot of indoor seating if it's raining like it is today.
Could you tell them I want a sample of cheesesteak? Well, cheesecake is across the street.
Why don't you just go get a sandwich?
I want a sample one. I want hot peppers on it. I want a cheesesteak, hot peppers, a little bit of everything.
I don't think you can do a little bit of everything in a sample. That's not a sample.
Well, just tell them that. Tell them it's for BKP. They'll understand.
Boy.
And that is on the boardwalk, downtown LJ right here for the beautiful weekend. Also, what's their name again? I forgot. It was 30 seconds ago. I forgot it. Boardwalk Pizza and Pub. I forgot it if it was 2 minutes ago, folks. Boardwalk Pizza and Pub right here on the square. Come on down while supplies last of cheesesteaks.
And
I'm doing all of my material today.
And we have 2 big events coming up in the next 2 weeks. We'll start Spring Wine Highway. In the next
Told you, folks. Told you. Bada bing, bada boom. Told you. Spring Wine Highway.
Tons of vineyards participate in Spring Wine Highway. We've got an article on our website and our Facebook page about Spring Wine Highway. And then we have St. Patrick's Day coming up.
Oh, I love the St. Patrick's Day.
Let's see, 2 Saturdays from today. Or 2 Saturdays from this Saturday. It'll be the 17th. But we'll talk more about that as we get a little closer. But I wanted to give you a heads up. Those 2 big events coming up this month.
And what is the Wine Highway? Tell me that one again.
Spring Wine Highway.
Spring Wine Highway. Folks, Spring Wine Highway in North Georgia, Gilmer County. It is very popular. People really, really do like that. They really do. It's become very big, very big. A lot of people travel here to enjoy that, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it lasts for a long period of time. It's not like you don't have to do it all one weekend. It lasts over a couple weeks.
Exactly.
So,
and obviously, it'll be an event. So obviously, you will be there and you'll be promoted. So I will see you on social media somewhere on the Spring Wine Highway, right?
In a couple weeks, yes.
Okay. And what else you got?
That's all.
No, it's not it. Let's give Brad a shout out. Brad and Heather.
Oh, I did forget that.
No, you didn't. She didn't forget. She didn't forget, folks. She didn't forget.
I was a bit
hey, Brad.
This morning.
Brad, she didn't forget. She's okay.
Well, it's blowing up on social media.
I know that. That's why we don't say. Well, then how could you forget?
So it's huge. This is a huge, huge honor. River Street Tavern.
You gave them 2 huge.
It is huge. River Street Tavern was named craftbeer.com's Great American Beer Bar in Georgia. There is only one named for the entire state.
Craftbeer.com, America's top.
America's Great American Beer Bar.
Craft Beer Bar. River Street Tavern right down here. Brad and Heather, congratulations.
It's
a lot of
huge
hard work,
honor.
you guys.
I think last year's recipient was the Porter Bar at Little 5 Points, or maybe they were a past recipient. And I mean,
Now, every state gets one, I think,
gets
right?
one. And we got it this year, which is amazing because for us, it's usually always in Atlanta. It's not a bar in rural Georgia.
River
so
Street Tavern,
great.
I want to thank the entire staff. Great staff they have down there. Heather and Brad have worked very hard since they opened the place. And, you know, there's sometimes, you know, people forget we have a great list of places in Gilmer County to go have lunch. But, you know, River Street Tavern, burgers over there, lunch is awesome. They
You
always
get
have
the
some-
Bear Creek Burger, which is local grass-fed beef from Bear Creek Cattle Company.
Okay, we have all of 5 minutes, and it belongs to you. So would you like
Well,
to...
I'll give a quick update on our mountain bike trails. We have some work happening at Carter's Lake at the Ridgeway Rec area. We're finally getting some trail work done over there, and we're looking forward to those trails being open and ready to use in the next couple weeks. So it's going to be exciting to have those trails open and available for mountain bikers to come experience. There's going to be about 8 miles of new trail at Carter's Lake for mountain bikers.
Happy trails.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Hey, I'm your host, BKP. This is Carla. We have so much fun. Even if she doesn't, I have enough fun for the both of us. But
today,
don't
too
forget, zip it. This is where we turn serious, turn to the viewers.
Too excited today.
Okay, so folks, every single event, everything going on, and everything we discussed or she attempted to tell you about that I interrupted is on the website. So if you go to GilmerChamber.com and you look up in the far right-hand corner there, you're going to see calendar events. They have blogs that you can click on and read about everything we talked about today. The information is there. You can find out. We'd like for you to visit us here in North Georgia. And if you're doing that on 515, the northbound side, you see the big green sign there in LJ that says Gilmer Chamber Welcome Center. Stop and say hello. And they'll tell you a little bit about everything going on and these events. But again, don't forget, GilmerChamber.com, calendar events, everything. Thank you, Carla. 1, thank you for just being you. 2, thank you for reading to the kids, Dr. Seuss. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me interrupt you when necessary. Thank you for being here. I guess that's it. It's like an award show.
I'm just going to stop and go.
There you go.
I made it through the show with Brian today.
There you go. That's the end all. Wrap it up there. GilmerChamber.com, calendar of events. Carla will be back next Thursday. And if you want to share this with your friends, and by the way, my friend out there, I did not call the store the Twilight Zone. Just ignore her. I said it's a great place to go wander around a whole afternoon. A lot of good stuff. Southern Flair, is that the name of it?
Southern Flair, Antiques
You got it.
and Interiors.
Okay, that's enough. I just asked you the name. All right. Anyhow, we'll be back. But if you want to share this episode with your friends, just go to our YouTube channel, FYNTV.
The girls love me. They posted on Facebook for me.
FYNTV, Fetch Your News, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can share this with your friends. We'll be back. Good morning from the office with BKP right after these messages. Again, Carla, thank you.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hot.
Hey, we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. This will be an hour you will never forget. You will remember where you were when this hour took place. Years down the road, you will say, I remember that hour, that day, when BKP. I don't know, I just wanted to open up the next hour like that, right, Amanda? Anyhow, that's every day, right? You should,
pretty much.
Right? Who was it that predicted the future? Was it Nostradamus? Do you remember that? Or did I ask you that one time and you drew a blank? You don't know what I'm talking about?
I remember drawing a blank, but not because of Nostradamus. I draw a blank a lot with you.
You don't have your drum roll? I mean, if you had your drum roll, I could go.
I was waiting on you to do that.
I mean, you know, I actually will take that. But you got to come up with your drum roll when when you're that smooth. Okay. Anyhow, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We have some great information we're going to talk about. Some things that Amanda and I were talking about this morning. You can find us at you can follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. You can also find us on Facebook, Fetcher News, FYNTV on Facebook. You can also, and we're not done, there's more. You can text us at 706-889-9700, and you can send us an email, chief@fetchernews.com. So we're going to talk about Fannin County this hour. Fannin County, dirty political tricks. I say, I accuse him of dirty political tricks. Whew. Fannin County, yes, we're going to talk about it. Commission Chair, we'll tell you more about it in a little bit, but Commission Chair Stan Helton has been accused, accusations have been made that he is playing political dirty tricks. We're going to tell you who said that. Now, first of all, do me a favor. I have to get over this. This is sad news. This is sad news. Put up the picture of Hope Hicks. You got that one? Oh, gosh. She's leaving the White House.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're sad?
Oh, I'm sad.
I'm relieved.
Hold on, give me a minute. Hope. Baby, please don't go.
Seriously?
Baby, please don't go. That song, Baby, please don't go. That was like, hold on, that was back at Woodstock, right? You don't know that kid. You're too young. Baby, please don't go. Hope. Come on, Hope. Don't leave now, Hope. Hope. What?
Bye. I'm relieved.
Why?
Seriously?
Really?
What's with men always wanting trouble?
I don't want
She's
How are you changing the subject?
She's trouble.
Ooh.
Is it worth it?
Trouble. Huh? Where's this segment going? Take Hope Hicks' picture down. Men, trouble, is it worth it? Woo! Got to pass right. Get that picture off there. I just wanted to say goodbye, and we're going to miss you here, Hope. Okay? All right, next on. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. All right, I know. I've drawn attention to some things. Now, put up Jesse Randall Davison's picture. Yesterday on FetcherNews.com, we did do something, and leave his picture up, okay? We did something yesterday morning that our all-star panel, Rick, Bruce, and Jane set in. They were part of it, a very instrumental part, strong part of it. The all-star panel participated. And the three of them, and we'll talk about it tomorrow at Circuit World, the three of them all said every community should be doing these. Every community. Seriously. So if you would like for FYN TV to do this, if you want to watch it, if you would like for us to do this in your community and figure out how to do it, I'm open to doing it, okay? Because I listened to, and leave this guy up here for a minute, okay? Well, let me tell you who's on the screen, but leave it there. This is the teacher that fired his weapon, okay? Is that Douglas? Is that his name? Douglas? This is the teacher that fired his weapon. Where's my CNN story? I had the one on CNN. Where did it go? I got the one on Hope Hicks. Well, I just had, oh, here it is. Let's see. Gun teacher arrested after firing gun in school, police say. This is the guy on here. Now listen to the spin, and we will talk about the spin. A North Georgia high school teacher was arrested on Wednesday after he barricaded himself into a classroom, hid under the desk maybe, I don't know, and fired a shot from his handgun out of a window, police said. He fired out the window. No one was injured in the incident. Stay tuned here, Amanda. Ready? No one was injured in the incident at Dalton High School, except for one female student who injured an ankle running through the school. Police spokesman Bruce Frazier said. One injury, Amanda, that was it. An ankle. The shooting about 85... Now, wait a minute. Hold on. We're getting to it. The shooting about 85 miles north of Atlanta heightened The already tense debate. Can you feel the tension? Is it that thick, Amanda? Is it that thick? Can you feel it? It heightened the already tense debate around guns in schools. No, not guns in schools, damn it. Guns that people bring into school to kill people, not guns in school. Because if you leave a damn gun in school overnight, it's not going to jump up and shoot the damn janitor, okay? It's the people that bring the gun in the school. So the heightened, okay, tense moments already around guns in schools in the wake of the deadly mass shooting in Parkland, Florida 2 weeks ago. Now, here's where CNN loves. This is the paragraph that most describes CNN and their new correspondent David Hogue, right? President Donald Trump and the National Rifle Association. Remember that, comma, put them together, President Donald Trump and the National Rifle Association, among others. Now, among others don't get named. They don't get, would that be a pronoun? Am I right? Or what is it? Or others is a pronoun, right? I don't know. I don't know my nouns. What the hell? But anyhow, there's no name, face tag to it, but the NRA and the President of the United States, among others, have proposed that teachers should be allowed to bring firearms into school. Lie. Not teachers. Just, they would leave it open. Allowed to bring firearms into schools to defend against possible attack. But critics have said arming teachers would create a host of other dangerous side effects. Now, what would those dangerous side effects be? Maybe this teacher bringing his weapon into school unknown in a computer bag and shooting out the window, and pointed to the Dalton shooting as Exhibit A. Exhibit A, Your Honor. Exhibit A in the argument. What say you, Amanda?
It was planned.
What is planned?
Yep. And we have one rogue teacher that, wants to make a point that he doesn't want to carry guns to school and he doesn't want to see guns in school. And so he makes a point. I think even more of a reason for teachers to carry guns in school.
Well, we're assuming all the bad guys is the Cruz kid that's mentally disabled 19-year-old. Is that the assumption, that we can't have a whacked out teacher from time to time? Have you met all of them? I love teachers. Come on now, back off the BKP. Back off. Simmer down now. Simmer down. I love the teachers, but some of them in those departments. You know what I'm saying, Amanda?
I do. I'm very fortunate. I will say with my kids to have some good teachers, but growing up, I had some pretty out there teachers too.
Bottom line. So I believe, here's what I believe after reading CNN's report here, that I believe you have a teacher that is tired of hearing bringing guns into schools. I believe you have some people saying, I want our teachers to focus on what they're there for, to teach the children. You know what? Tell the state that. Tell the state. Go ask teachers what, you know what? Hell, I knew it. I knew I would get angry. Go ask a damn teacher what is prohibiting them to be teachers to the children. The state, the regulations, the testing, the overbearing regulations from the state, or a handgun. We can't forget why our teachers are now they can't forget why they're in the classroom. We have to remember their first priority is to teach the children. No, damn it, according to the state, most of them in the United States, the first priority is to fill out the paperwork, make sure the kids are in attendance, nobody gets arrested, because the arrest level goes up, you don't get the funding that you need. But we don't want to forget why our teachers are there. You know what? I want to hear you interview 4 damn Chicago City teachers and see if you could figure out why they are there. No, I think regulations overbearing state testing and all the above that they have to comply with is where they forget why the teachers are there, not the handgun. So this guy yesterday, obviously CNN just loved this, and we have heard the President of the United States said 5%, 10%, 20%. Okay. Not every teacher. If the guy can't even pick up a gun, you don't, him or her, whatever, he can't pick up a gun. You don't give him a teacher. So not every teacher, a gun in their briefcase. No. Texas has. Did you hear this in Texas? Now, besides Texas having a whorehouse in it, okay, I'm sorry, I've always wanted to say that. Did you watch that movie, Amanda?
I did.
Huh? Always wanted to say it. Texas has, I always wanted to say that. I wondered, would I ever get the opportunity? Texas has what's called school marshals. So did this shooting take place by a teacher in Texas? No. In Georgia, over here in Dalton. So my thought is a liberal teacher went in and said, I'm tired of them talking about guns in Georgia, okay? And teachers carrying guns, and the President of the United States, I will just fire this weapon, okay? And when I fire it, it'll get national recognition, and they'll put weapon, gun, school, and teacher in the same sentence. And people like CNN will say, President Donald Trump and the National Rifle Association, among others, have proposed teachers should be allowed to bring firearms into schools to defend against possible attacks. But critics have said arming teachers would create a host of other dangerous side effects. Now, arming teachers, defending children, Amanda, did you realize defending your children may be a side effect of arming a teacher? Have you caught on that? Maybe that's one of the side effects.
Oh my gosh.
Well, seriously, right? They don't look at that side effect. And pointed to Dalton shooting as Exhibit A. I think it's a setup, folks. I think it's a setup. Now, there's one thing I want to say, and you agree? Didn't you say you heard some discussion on the way in on a radio program on the way in? Do you feel it was a setup to mislead what the president really said they wanted?
I had actually heard on the radio this morning a few of his students had called in and they had said how anti-gun he is and how he did not want guns in school prior to this incident happening.
That would fall into play. That would come right into play with some of the things we're discussing. Now, the other thing I want to caution people before we get in our Fannin County story today, I want to caution everybody, there's probably a lot of news out there, but take guns first, okay? Trump breaks with Republicans, okay, on gun control. Now, Chuck and Nancy, remember when they were just, it seems like it was just, 6 weeks ago, Chuck and Nancy happened to be in, you can go ahead and take his picture down, happened to be in a meeting with the President of the United States, and Chuck even went to the podium and said, hey, that's the Donald Trump we've come to know and love. No, he really didn't say that. And then Nancy Pelosi said, the president, he really listened today, and we think we made progress. Nancy said something like that. And just the fact that Schumer and Nancy Pelosi came out and said something just half-heartedly, 2 words, positive about the President of the United States, their polling among their base went south. Their base got in an uproar. They went nuts because they would even utter a word. Now, remember the unscripted. First, let's stop thinking about this. Dianne Feinstein, put her and the president up. This is the picture that kills her campaign. If she has the right opponent, this picture kills her campaign. Why she would do this? Trump and Dianne Feinstein. Trump and Diana, okay? It's like Chuck and Nancy, okay? There's President Donald Trump and Dianne Feinstein, the senator from California. Now, just this past weekend, the California Democrat convention there, or the Democrat Party of California, she is the sitting senator, and she's sitting because she's 84, she can't stand anymore. So she is the sitting senator of California, all right? And in the state of California, their Democrat rules are a candidate has to get 60% of their polling Democrat vote in their internal convention. They have to get 60% to get the DNC, not DNC, the DC, whatever, California Democrats endorsement. So bottom line, California, you got to get 60% to get the endorsement of the party. How's that? Dianne couldn't come away. Dirty Diana. Michael Jackson once said, Dirty Diana right there could not come away with no more than like 53%. Could not get the 60 threshold to get the support and nomination of her party. So then, why did that happen? Because she's a beloved figure, former mayor of San Francisco. Why did that happen? Remember out there in California, she was at one of these little think tanks, and she happened to be in one of the chairs on the stage where somebody just says these very intellectual things, and they have an intellectual discussion, okay? And they are invited by the esteemed guest, the Senator of California, Dianne Feinstein, is joining us today. Sorry, all right? So I watched those things. Remember, Diana there, Dirty Diana said, I think we have to find a way to work with this president. Remember that? I think we're going to have, boom, California. Now that Strayer guy, what's his name? That billionaire that's wanting Trump impeached. All of a sudden, he's got commercials, boom, boom, boom. Other people are out there. Feinstein's in trouble. Why? She said something nice about Trump. So, she's getting the Chuck and Nancy treatment there. Donald is sitting next to Dianne while they're talking gun control. He continues to bring them into the conversation and then toss them overboard. Chuck and Nancy are still crying. But Dianne Feinstein, I'm going to tell you something. It may be the fact that you're 84 years old, and I'm not got nothing against the age. I'm sorry, folks. And it may be the fact, stop and think about it. She's 84. A Senate term is 6 years. If she's reelected, she would serve till she's 90. Her term would expire till she's 90. She would look, for those of you that remember, she's starting to look like Strom Thurmond now. Seriously. And so you kids don't understand what I just said. Okay, so Dianne would be 90. But I think that picture is a kiss of death for Dianne. I would have never sat next to Donald Trump. I'm going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're going to talk to gun control, because take the guns first, due process second. Let's talk about that a little bit and what happened yesterday. Joe Manchin, Pat Toomey. Did the president reel them all in and he's going to throw back the catch? That's a fishing term. Take a break.
Had the time of my life. I never felt like this before. I swear it's a truth, and I owe it all to you. I'll tell you something. This could be love, because I've had the time of my life. I've never
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Better days ahead.
It's just this simple. Nobody beats Days on price. If it's a Chevy, you'll pay less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $4,000 off a new 2018 Chevy Malibu, or save up to $10,000 off a new 2018 Silverado Crew Cab. It doesn't matter which Chevy you choose. Nobody beats Days on price. $10,000 off Silverados and $4,000 off Malibus at Days Chevy in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Amanda, do you realize we are down to 30 minutes? 30 minutes and that's it. That will be the end of the show. On with the show. This is Bugs Bunny, right? On with the show. Now, don't get nervous, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Don't get nervous because of that, but don't get nervous about what President Trump said yesterday. I mean, he didn't throw the NRA under the bus. He did not. He just says things. This guy knows how to spitball a conversation. I mean, what the media does not understand, okay, what the media does not understand, okay, and what the politicians in the room do not understand, this guy comes at everything from a business person's perspective, okay? Now, Donald Trump the president does what I call a true think tank. Now, they don't understand what they've walked into, because the think tanks are these stuffy rooms with mahogany shelves all around with books, with people with bow ties saying, and what say you? Okay? Yeah, those are and there's a big grant. This grant has been given for this think tank to study the effects. Anyhow, let's move on. Donald Trump is superb, excellent, outstanding at throwing the questions around the room and seeing what comes back. I love it. Now, I know this is where, some of you say, yeah. But when I was in a position that, let's just say I had 12 salespeople, 8 salespeople, whatever. We would have meetings to where I did not throw out into the center of the room what I truly wanted to see happen, but I would throw out in the center of the room the ball and let it keep rolling around. And push it a little further and let this, and build off it and see what we came out with. That's what Donald Trump does best. First of all, he put the nix on what's her name there? What's her name from Dianne Feinstein? I would have never sat next to the president yesterday if I was her and wanted to get reelected. But he says yesterday, hey, the NRA, some of you are afraid. I have no reason to be afraid. I mean, I won. You know, I won. I said I'm pro-Second Amendment. The NRA endorsed me. I did not ask for their endorsement. Now, keep that in mind, okay? The NRA endorsed Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump did not have a team of people call the NRA and set up a meeting and say, will you endorse me? It was the other way around, okay? Campaign finance. Now, the NRA was going to spend millions of dollars to defeat Hillary Clinton in campaign ads. They were not paid for by the Trump campaign. They intended, no matter who, you could have been running Mr. Magoo, a.k.a. Jeff Sessions, against Hillary Clinton, the NRA. You could have run John McCain. Oh, we did. Against Hillary Clinton. And they would have spent millions of dollars. I mean, there's even a chance you could have run the quintessential, would that be the word? Establishment Republican. The chiseled chin, Herman Munster himself, Mitt Romney. And the NRA would have still spent millions of dollars to defeat Hillary Clinton. And Trump is the only one that has, the California grape nuts to say it. All right? I don't know what I really just said there. Don't know if I should have said that. And did that just happen? Did that happen, Amanda? Thank you. All right, so anyhow, Trump had the nerve to say it. Hey, but you guys in the room, you have something to be afraid of. You have something to be afraid of. Because you guys may have some primary challengers, and they may have an option of where to put their money. Me? Hey, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of them. I like them. I have lunch with them. They're good people. But I'm not walking around in fear of the NRA like you are. See, I understand that, and America understands that, and America knows that Donald Trump would have won, and NRA endorsement would have been for anybody, would have been for Russian bots. If you would have had 2 Russian bots dressed up running, the NRA would endorse them. So he says that yesterday. Then he says, and I'm not going to leave the story with this, but I want this sicko, I want the guns now. Due process, we'll go to court. Hey, we go to court. Hey, we get all these warnings. We walk in, and the sicko's got guns. The sicko has guns. And let's get the guns. Let's pick these guns up and get them out of here. Log them in, boom. Then we do the due process. And if through due process, the judge says, hey, he's not the sicko you think he is. He's just a little nutty between 8 and 10, Monday through Friday. Give his gun back. All right. Judge says, here's your gun back. He just throws it out there. He's working it around the room. And the eyes, I love the politicians because it's like the governors, the eyes start shifting around. Did he say that? Did he say what I thought he said? But he throws it all over the place. Then he looks over at Manchin and Toomey. They're good friends. Democrat from West Virginia and Democrat from Pennsylvania, Pat Toomey. Oh, Republican from Pennsylvania, Pat. But they're good friends. And they want to increase background checks and tighten this and tighten that and make it 21. And, if a single mom 20 years old or 19 years old, or if in Alabama 14 years old, Shit, did I say that too? Did I say that also?
What?
I couldn't help it. I was thinking Roy Moore.
I said freaking the other day and you got mad. Really?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize to the audience. But anyhow, they don't care if a single mom, regardless of what state, okay? Oh, I should have never went there. There goes my Alabama viewers. Oh, my God. And I love Alabama. I was just thinking of Roy Moore, and I was wondering what happened to all the poor, pitiful 14-year-old girls that were abused by Roy Moore, and the media went to their... That's why I said that, is because I was wondering what happened. The media went to their rescue, right? And what happened to them? I mean, they have to... Gloria Steinem still has to be down there trying to defend these poor ladies that worked in the diner that Roy Moore was smacking on the ass at 14 and 15 years old. Boy, am I getting sidetracked. So anyhow, so Trump says, it doesn't matter, they want the 21 before you can have the gun. Everything, bada bing, bada boom. Take the gun. Now, I'm going to leave it with this, okay? First of all, the Hill reports, okay? Trump threw it all over the place yesterday. It shot their nerves. They didn't sleep at all last night. Tossing and turning, all right? Senate GOP rejects Trump's call to go big on gun legislation, okay? This is from the Hill this morning at 6 a.m. this morning, March 1st. Senate Republicans say President Trump's comments Wednesday calling for more ambiguous gun control proposals won't change the political calculus. They use calculus. You do realize I have pronounced ambiguous and calculus in the same paragraph in their conference, which supports a limited response to the shooting at the Florida high school. For me, the most obvious place to start is fix the NICS system, which is the National Instant Criminal Background Check System bill that has 46 co-sponsors. Cornyn said of the bill he co-sponsored with Democrat Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut. So let's watch. I do encourage you to call your senators, call your congressmen, tell them how you feel. But the taking the guns, sicko and mental illness. Now, I like the President of the United States. I think you know that, okay? But what do I keep saying, Amanda, that my concern is? My concern is mental illness, these mood and mentally altering drugs that we have our youth on, okay, juveniles, when they are determined mentally ill, who is mentally ill, who makes that decision, and we're going to give law enforcement the opportunity to go in, seize your weapons until you are deemed safe for them to be returned. I am asking you so much this morning to pay attention to mental health. Not saying we don't need help there, not saying that we don't need to improve it in this country. Please pay attention to that. Pay attention to who's going to make the decision on who's nuts and who's not. You may look, I'm going to look at the camera and tell you, you have situations now where YouTube decides that the rhetoric or what they hear is too far to the right, too conservative, too controversial, aka BKP, and they will take me down. That's right. So you're going to give the government the opportunity, whether you think it's a parallel argument or not, to make the decision on who is nuts and who is not. Just saying. Just saying. I want to leave the nuts up to the squirrels. And I do not want the government doing anything that puts our kids through psychiatric analysis in the 6th grade and 7th grade and the 4th grade to start determining. Now, yesterday we had an open discussion that we do see things from early on, childhood early on, that develop. So there are things, but I'm concerned. Now, let me just say something about that because I have to move on. There's a couple things, and obviously nothing's working right now. So they go to the chalkboard. They've got everything written down. So MSNBC has gone back to the Russian collusion. Mueller special counsel is asking the question, Donald Trump, did you know the emails from the DNC? Did you read them before they were released to the public? Were you aware they were being hacked, Donald Trump? Huh? Never the discussion of what the emails revealed. Nothing about the revelation of the emails. Just who knew and when. That's the question. I'm your host, BKP. Let me stay with this. Let's not go to break because I'm going to do the Fannin County story. Yesterday, I want you to go to our I was so tired in this company. And again, I thank Sam, Amanda, and Lonnie, and the all-star panel, Rick, Jane, and Bruce. I want to thank the superintendent of schools, Dr. Shannon Wilkes, superintendent of schools in Fannin County, that's Gilmer County, Fannin County, Dr. Michael Gwatney, sheriff in Fannin County, Sheriff Dane Kirby, sheriff in Gilmer County, Sheriff Stacy Nicholson, and also the district attorney, B. Allison Sosby. It was great. Not one person didn't say this was great. I even got a message from across the state, from a judge across the state that said, great show. Because judges will have to rule on these kind of things, so they're paying attention. I was so tired of hearing sheriff with this cowardly, no good sheriff Israel as the poster child. I was tired of hearing superintendent of schools with the Parkland superintendent of schools that kept on the TV. That's not what all superintendent of schools act, look, and think. And I was tired of hearing about this coward of Broward County, the SRO agent officer that would not go in. I was so tired of all of these things and the total system failure. We did the exact opposite yesterday. And Amanda, what do you think, being on the other side of the computer yesterday, listening to the discussion that we had for 2 hours? What was your takeaway, or how did you feel about it?
Actually, I was just talking to a few people about that yesterday, and I just want to say this area is a great place to live, and I support, I'm glad that we have some officials that do support safety of the children and safety in the schools, and want to shed a positive light on some of the ideas that we tried to present yesterday. But
we did learn some things. We learned some things that have not been discussed in the national media. We've learned some things about, not quoting anybody, but if you watch the video, it seems like everybody has a disability. And once there's a determined disability in a child, they have to accommodate their education some way, somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then we have a sheriff saying the next, what do you call it? The next ticking time bomb. I mean, was that the quote, ticking time bomb?
Yeah.
It's out there now, right? So it was really good information. You can find that on our YouTube channel, because we actually got into everything. Guns in school, we talked about that yesterday. Having weapons at school, having teachers with weapons, what's going on, the discipline in school, ticking time bombs, mental health, you named it, we discussed it. Sheriff Nicholson, Sheriff Dane Kirby, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Michael Gwatney, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Shannon Wilkes, and District Attorney B. Allison Sosby. That is on our YouTube channel, FYN TV, Fetch Your News. All right, I'm your host. I'm going to take a break. I've got to come back. There's so much more to do, but I do want to talk about the accusation made that commission chair in Fannin County, dirty political tricks. We'll tell you after these messages. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $5.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $5.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes. Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas just $5.99 each. No one out pizzas the hot.
Okay, folks, I'm scratching my head on this one. No, I was just scratching my head. I'm your host, BKP. We've only got a little, like 13 minutes. This is where some people have a third hour, and we have 2. And I have been told that people cannot put up with me for a third hour, so we are cutting it back at 2. But we're going to the Twitter deck before we wrap up this morning. And Donald Trump has tweeted out 2 hours ago from the Twitter deck. Donald J. Trump said, many ideals, some good, some not so good, emerged from our bipartisan meeting on school safety yesterday at the White House. Background checks are a big part of the conversation. That's a big part of the conversation. Gun-free zones are proven targets for a killer. After many years, a bill should emerge. Respect Second Amendment. Interesting. I'll tell you what. And our last one that I see that he has out, our steel and aluminum industries and many others have been decimated by decades of unfair trade and bad policy with countries from around the world. We must not let our country, companies, and workers be taken advantage of any longer. We want free trade. We want free, fair, and smart trade. That's from your President of the United States, right off the Twitter deck this morning. We'll leave that. Now, in Fannin County, this is a good one because I like this one here. I'm not leaving without it. You're wondering. Let's put up the picture of Commission Chair. Okay. Commission Chair Stan Helton. All right. So, we have to do the long short story because the long story would take obviously too long and you don't want to stick around for it. But so things are not going well in the tax assessor office, Fannin County. This a couple years back, Some things happen, some things don't go right, okay? So a Superior Court judge removes. My understanding, first full tax assessor board in the state of Georgia ever removed by a Superior Court judge. Judge Brendan Weaver removed the entire board of tax assessors in Fannin County. Boom! Tax assessor board one day, gone tomorrow. Cleaned house. So, there were 2 employees in the tax assessor office. We will go through those employees at a later time and date. But 2 employees. So immediately a new board. Could you put the 3 people up? It may have changed, but a new board went, and there were some other people. But put Lane Bishop. I think I put the name Lane Bishop. Did I put it? It's a picture of 3. Stan Helton is the chairman of Fannin County. So at the time all of this other stuff happens, Bill Simons is the chair of Fannin County. So the tax assessor board is replaced, not particularly with these 3 individuals, but the gentleman in the red hat is Lane Bishop. Lane Bishop has been the chairman of your tax assessor board in Fannin County for quite some time. So a new board was assembled. Immediately when the new board was assembled, okay, two tax assessor, Fannin County tax assessor employees were fired immediately. The 2 top dogs were fired. Period. New board fired and replaced. Now, accusations have been made that post 2 Commissioner Larry Joe Sosby in Fannin County, one of the individuals fired is a very close friend. And accusations are being made that that one individual, which is a very close friend of Larry Joe Sosby, they have held a grudge against Lane Bishop, the chair of the tax assessor board. Now, in the last year, Fannin County Tax Assessor Board has gone from 3-member board to 5. It's 3 to 5 now. Used to be 3, now it's 5. Okay? So, Lane Bishop has been the chair. In the interim of this, the state levied a very heavy fine on Fannin County, over $100,000. The state, the Department of Revenue of the state of Georgia levied a massive fine on Fannin County for not assessing the properties properly. So, but they gave them time, the board time, to get the tax assessor office turned around. And if they did it in a certain amount of time, they would extinguish the fine. Boom. So this tax assessor board predominantly did the work necessary to where Fannin County did not receive the fine or have to pay the fine. Well, it has come time for Lane Bishop, the chair, to be reappointed to the tax assessor board. Stan Helton said, nah. You're Bill Simons guy, your term's up, nah. He wanted to finish the final leg. He says there's a final leg of the state's requirement he wanted to see completed. Just one more term. Stan said, nah, don't think so. So Lane Bishop, a surveyor, an engineer, I understand, an engineer surveying Lane Bishop and Associates, all right, which understands property, has been removed. My understanding is Lane Bishop's been replaced with Angelina Powell. Now, where do you know that name from? Angelina Powell just had an unsuccessful run against Rhonda Thomas in the Blue Ridge City Council election. She ran against her, was not elected, but Lane Bishop is out. Okay? Angelina Powell is in Fannin County Tax Assessor's office. That being said, Lane Bishop has been very vocal about the tax assessor board going from 3 members to 5. Let me read Mr. Bishop's the story. You can go to FetcherNews.com and read Jason Beck's full story. Go to FetcherNews.com, Fannin County, Bishop out on Board of Assessors, Powell to replace. Now this is one-sided right now. This is just Lane Bishop's statement to FetcherNews.com. That's the guy in the red hat. Lane Bishop said to FetcherNews.com, I talked to Stan Helton yesterday, February 26th, and he is not going to reappoint me to the board. I asked him why, and he said he didn't have to explain anything to me. And I said, Stan, at least give me one more year, because there's 2 items I want to finish. One of them is our 10,000 parcels in the county yet to be reappraised. I said, I want to see that done. That's been my baby all this time, he said. All this time. Helton said no. His mind was made up. Lane Bishop, I told him he had no reason not to reappoint me. Well, he does have a reason, though. He's got several reasons. That is nothing but pure backstabbing politics in Fannin County. Lane Bishop said that. He's got several reasons. Backstabbing politics in Fannin County. That's why I'm not being reappointed, Bishop went on to say. And I want the taxpayers to know it. I want you out there to know it, why I'm not being reappointed. And they are going to know it. I wanted to announce it to this board. I wanted to thank you, Bearden and Henson, that's the other 2 on the board there, board members, for being on the board. And I hope you all will continue trying to run this board honestly for the taxpayers of Fannin County. Listen to this. It was not run that way when we first took it over, and Janie Bearden knows it. And I know it, and a lot of us know this. It is now being run honest, and I think we've got some honest people on the board. There's some politics in it. Yes, I'm very much aware of the politics. There are dirty, backstabbing politics, and that's why I'm being removed. I wish I could be a little softer in my remarks. Lane Bishop went on to say, I wish I could be a little softer in my remarks, but I don't think so, because Stan Helton said he hoped there were no hard feelings. I told him there were some bad hard feelings, and because I know why I'm being removed. And it's wrong, plain wrong. He and Larry Joe, meaning Stan Helton and Larry Joe, I hope will answer for what they're doing to me. He went on to say that Larry Joe Sosebee was holding it against him. Commissioner Sosebee was holding it against him because of the firing, which I'm going to step out on a limb and say Steve Stanley, okay? Bishop referred back to the period before he joined the Board of Assessors, when it was alleged that several Fannin County residents received favors from within the tax assessor's department by not having their tax bills recorded and added to the tax digest. This is a quote from Bishop. This department was corrupted. It was the good old boys syndrome going right here in the tax office, Bishop stated. When we took over this office, within the first 2 weeks or so, we added $10 million to the digest. Now, where do you think that $10 million came from? It came from the returns that had never been put on the digest. Now, Stan Helton, I would like to not leave with this. Stan Helton, the chairman, okay, he objects to the reasoning, and he states, and I would like, I'm running out of time, this is Helton's statement, Stan Helton. What I don't accept is why our tax assessor budget is 25% higher than what Gilmer County's was, almost twice Pickens County and 3 times Union County. 25%, Fannin County tax assessor budget, Stan Helton said he's not accepting it, is 25% higher than Gilmer, twice as high as Pickens and 3 times as Union. And we're not talking about apples and oranges, okay? We're talking about counties that have similar numbers as far as properties they have to appraise, demographics. It's too close. Hilton continued. It's not going to stay the biggest, most expensive budget in the 4 counties that surround us. It's not going to stay that way. So read the entire story, FetcherNews.com, Fannin County. Lane Bishop is out, okay? Angelina Powell is in. Walmart joins Dick's Sporting Goods. Put up a picture of Dick's Sporting Goods. I know it's 10 o'clock, and then flash over to Walmart. First of all, people that support the NRA, people that support the Second Amendment, will find other places that are not so overpriced. I mean, we can go out there, Dick's Sporting Goods, and find, we don't need to go in and get your $900 canoe when we could probably find one for $250 somewhere, that just because it's not at Dick's, okay? And so don't believe everything you're hearing on these companies that are all of a sudden having a halo moment and wanting to come to the defense of America by stopping selling assault-type weapons at their stores. I'm your host, BKP. It's been a great morning. I've enjoyed this show. It is 10 o'clock. Tomorrow is Friday, right, Amanda? Double checking. We will be back. Right. We will be back at Circuit World tomorrow. Ask the Doc, All-Star Panel, Pooch of the Week, our Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Tomorrow, Circuit World, Blue Ridge. Take us out of here.